Is the tool Loomly that you've invented, is that process-based tool that helps you shortcut all these things that you usually would have to put
Yes.
together in some Frankenstein system?
Absolutely, exactly. As I was explaining, we want to cover the collaboration part, we want to cover the publishing part. When you use Loomly, first, for instance, if we kind of go through the process, what you start with is you have a library where you can manage all your assets. So first, you don't need to have like Dropbox or anything where you have to share your files. No, everything in one central place. You have your photos, your videos, your links, your notes, whatever you want. All these kind of intelligence and brand assets that you may have, you can have them here at the ready. So that's number one. And on top of that, and that's kind of a pretty neat feature, is if you don't have any of those assets, we are actually integrated with some platforms like Unsplash and Giphy, and you can actually pull down, import, some assets from those platforms for free. So even if you don't have like a beautiful photograph or like, I don't know, a sunrise or a sunset for your inspirational quote, well, you can just put it down in like 1 second, 2 clicks, and it's free. So that's one thing. We help you, organize the assets. 2, we provide you with some ideas about what to post. And that's, kind of the next step into the process. So we tell you about those funny days, those funny social media holidays you are mentioning. But we also, piggyback on Twitter trends to tell you what is trending. And we also kind of, let you connect some RSS feeds into your calendar so that, if you have a blog, for instance, then any kind of new blog post that you publish will be kind of fed into your calendar to be transformed into a post. And you can also add your very own custom post ideas. Like, I don't know, if it's the 20th anniversary of your company, or if you just, passed like a revenue milestone or anything that you want to share and celebrate, you can actually input it into there. And then from there, so you have assets, you have ideas, you craft your post. And that's where kind of, Loomly really helps you, because the way you create a post in Loomly is you actually have what we call Post Builder, which is a step-by-step wizard that takes you by the hand and tells you, here's what you need to do here and here's what you need to do there to go from that idea to a completed post. And finally, to kind of go about get down to really your question, we have what we call Post View, where you can preview the post, and you can, from Post View, you can assign a post to your collaborators to say, hey, can you look into that, please? You have a state, so the post can be in draft, in pending approval, approved, or scheduled if it has been scheduled. And you can leave comments. You can say, hey, can we change this or that? Can we, I don't like that post. Can we actually cancel it? We even have a canceled state. And so you have a history of all of that, a history of all your changes, so that the workflow is actually, kind of tracked. And then from there, you publish it. You receive a notification for, when you get like a kind of, like a comment, a mention, or a message. And all those you can also assign to your collaborators, so that, you can say, oh, this is a question I don't know how to answer. I'm going to assign, John, who is in sales. So this is also kind of the collaboration part. And then you have the final part, which is the analytics, because you mentioned it's a process. We want to move the needle. So you have an entire analytics dashboard that helps you report on your progress, see your growth, and see what is working and what is not. On top of that, we are actually in the process of releasing a pretty cool new feature that is called Custom Workflow. And it's actually taking everything I just explained to a whole new level, because it allows you to determine some rules. So, for instance, you can determine some rules where you say, as soon as I create a post and it's becoming pending approval, I want it to be assigned to John and Diane automatically, so that I don't even have to click the button. So that anytime you create a post and you need it to be approved, then John and Diane will receive a notification telling them that they need to come in, see it, and approve it. So that's a pretty cool new feature. And another thing that you can do is you can also say, I want to enforce some kind of limits on, who needs to actually approve a post before it can go live. We call those guards. And the idea is that, we can say, okay, this has been approved by Thibaut, but it cannot actually be scheduled until John and Diane have approved it, so that you also have some kind of security and safety net. So yes, I'm tempted to say that it does address this workflow and process approach that you were referring to.
Hey, thanks for watching these golden nuggets. And as a reward, I got another big fat golden nugget just for you. I wrote this book for you to help you get your act together online so you can grow your business better. You're searching, you want to learn. This is a great book. Grab the book, grow your business.
Amazing, right?